All right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
It is Thursday, the 4th of July, and the Yankees were taking on the Reds in Game 3 of a 3-game set, trying to avoid the sweep. Plenty of fireworks this afternoon, but most of them courtesy of the Reds. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back, kid.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Happy 4th of July. If you are not in the mood to celebrate, I feel you. Yankees just got swept by the Cincinnati Reds. They dropped this one 8-4. They did hit the ball out of the ballpark a little bit, but it was another putrid, embarrassing day. The pitching was non-existent. Marcus Stroman served up 3 long balls. My plan was to take the afternoon off if the Yankees lost, but there were just too many things that I wanted to talk about. We had some lackadaisical effort out there. Grisham. We had a terrible performance by Marcus Stroman. Ben Rice was in the leadoff spot. He also hit his first home run. Austin Wells went deep. Juan Soto went deep. But, the pitching was bad once again. 8 runs. Not only Stroman, but the underbelly of the Yankees bullpen once again gets hammered. The game was actually the second loss that the Yankees had today. The game was delayed slightly, and the Yanks and Reds had what is known as an anthem standoff, where a couple of guys from each side continued to stand in place where they were during the national anthem and refused to leave until one of 3 things happen. They get ejected, the manager tells them to go back in the dugout, or the other side leaves. So it's like a blink, stare down, no blinking kind of thing. In this case, the Reds were victorious. Aaron Boone pulled the plug. Quick hook once again. Yankees legend Frankie Montas was on the mound for the Reds, and of course he was very good. He went 5 innings, 2 earned runs. He's got a 4.19 ERA so far this season, bouncing back nicely with the Reds. That's going to be an all-time trade. That's going to be in Brian Cashman's obituary. Longtime GM of the Yankees, 5 World Series championships, but also traded for Frankie Montas. I'll tell you. Ben Rice was in the leadoff spot, struck out to lead off the game, but did have a 7-pitch at bat, flied out to center field in his second at bat, then smoked a solo home run in his third at bat, first home run of his career. Give the kid a round of applause. He did strike out to end the game too, so it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We talked a few times about it on this channel in recent weeks. Who would the Yankees go to if they dropped Anthony Volpe out of the leadoff spot? And really, Ben Rice, despite only being in the league like 5 minutes, kind of fits the profile of a leadoff hitter. Takes a ton of pitches, works the count. The characteristics of his at-bats are exactly what you want out of a leadoff hitter. Maybe he's not as fast as the typical leadoff hitter, but we don't need him to steal bases in front of Judge and Soto. So, maybe once in a while he pops one out of the ballpark, draws his walks. He can be very productive as the leadoff man just doing that. So congrats to Ben Rice on the big swing of the bat. Story for me today, though, was Marcus Stroman. Didn't see him screaming at anybody in the dugout today. Could not keep the ball in the ballpark. 3 more home runs, 2 solo shots, and a 3-run shot to Spencer Steer. And at this point, the wheels have completely fallen off for the Yankees rotation. It really does remind me a lot of what happened in 2022, where the Yankees had this historically good stretch of unsustainable pitching performances. And you knew that they were going to come back down to earth. And when they did, the entire team collapsed like a house of cards around them. Same thing appears to be happening this year. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi would say. And I didn't like Stroman's body language. I didn't like his stuff today. Just a really bad day and 3 home runs served up. Not acceptable. Today seemed like a good day that we could check in on some of the prospects, kind of get our mind off of the game a little bit. So before we get to the recap, I thought I would go through and take a look at some of the Yankees' top prospects, how they're doing this year. Spencer Jones is in Double-A, 270 at-bats. He's got 10 home runs, 46 ribbies, 18 stolen bases, only hitting 252, but he hit 296 in June. The on-base percentage continues to climb, 758 OPS. So he's not dominating yet, but he's been playing better. As we go down and look at his numbers from last year, 267, but in Double-A hit 261. So he's actually fallen back a little bit in terms of his average. He's starting to climb up and get more comfortable. Only played 17 games in Double-A last year. So hopefully he keeps hitting. Agustin Ramirez at AAA. Overall, his numbers are really good. 267, 18 home runs, 55 RBIs. AAA has been a little bit more of a challenge, hitting just 143. He does have 2 home runs now. He's had 42 at-bats. He's only 6 for 42, 13 strikeouts. He's not a guy who strikes out a lot, and he's got a little bit of pop. I think once he gets a little bit more comfortable at AAA, you're going to see those numbers climb dramatically because he's a good hitter. See, he's hit everywhere he's been. In the Florida Coast League, 304, then 271 last year across 3 levels with 18 home runs, 289 in Double-A so far this year. Let's move on to Caleb Durbin, shortstop, infielder, 24 years old, little guy, 5'6", 185, but hitting 299 with a 413 on-base percentage at AAA, 871 OPS, 20 stolen bases. He might be somebody who can help the Yankees out a little bit. You know, he's a little spark plug type. 36 stolen bases last year, hit over 300. Do not be shocked if at some point over the next several weeks you see him in the big leagues. And I think fans would love him because he's kind of an underdog type. They like to root for those guys. He is on the 60-day IL right now, but I think I heard that he's coming back, so stay tuned. Roderick Arias, 217, former number 1 international signee, 6 home runs, 43 RBIs, 19 stolen bases, 675 OPS. Not a great start to his season, but again, just 19 years old. He is currently playing in Tampa. The strikeouts are a problem. 286 at-bats, 72 games, 115 strikeouts already. And 36 walks. So not the ratio that you want. And we've heard a lot about his ability to take pitches, to work the count. It's just not showing up in games yet. So he's obviously a ways away. Yorbit Vivas at AAA hitting 245, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. Heated up a little bit in June after some injuries early on. Now 250 with a 393 on-base percentage at AAA. He's worked his way up through a couple of levels as he was rehabbing. And obviously he went 1 for 11 in Tampa, so that kind of drags everything down. But I feel good about him. I saw him in spring training a couple of times. I like his approach at the plate. I think he could be pretty good. And then Jack Neely is somebody that Max Goodman mentioned the other night. 26 games, 36 innings pitched, 57 strikeouts, 2.48 ERA out of the bullpen. He seems like somebody who could be a future member of the Yankees bullpen. In the near future, 6'8", 245. So, you know, Dellin Betances vibes. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris Petrillo says, Yankees hurtling towards mediocrity. It's not looking good. Let's get to the recap. Hang on just a second. I hit the wrong button.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Easy first inning for Stroman, although Elly De La Cruz did steal second base and made it to third base on a throwing error by Austin Wells. But I thought early on, first inning at least, Stroman looked pretty good. Not going to chew Wells out on the bad throw because Elly gets everybody. 42 stolen bases already. Soto got robbed of an extra base hit in the bottom half, missed a home run by about a foot. He made up for it later. Reds jumped out to a 1-0 lead on a solo home run in the top of the second, bounced off the top of the wall, and went over. So right away, they talk about how baseball's a game of inches. Game of inches was, it was inching in the other direction away from the Yankees. The Reds had the advantage with Soto getting robbed and then the home run off the top of the wall. So it could have easily been 1-0 Yankees. Instead, 1-0 Reds. Jonathan India homered in the third inning to make it 2-0. Also, nice defensive play from Ben Rice in that inning to snare a line drive off the bat of Elly. 3-run home run from Steer in the top of the fifth. That made it 5-0. Would be nice if our pitchers could start keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Hey, try not to give up any home runs on the way through the parking lot. Hey, you, get back here.
Wells answered back with a solo shot in the bottom of the fifth inning, 423 feet, absolutely smoked into the back of the Yankees bullpen. He's low-key been having better at-bats recently. I wouldn't mind if he took command of that catching position because I think he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable at the plate, but I have little doubt that the Yankees are going to put Jose Trevino back in there against Boston and let them run wild and kill any momentum that Wells could have had. Later in the inning, Ben Rice with his first big league homer.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
First career shot. Nice piece of hitting, down and in. That's deadly for left-handers, especially in Yankee Stadium. And he finds the judge's chambers. Nice, compact swing. And even when he makes outs, I feel like he still has competitive at-bats most of the time. Doesn't chase a lot of pitches out of the zone. I know he struck out against the lefty to end the game, but I still want to see him in there against more lefties. He hasn't had a ton of success against them, but he's still growing as a player, and I think it's in there. So let's get him some more at-bats. That home run kind of reminded me of Paul O'Neill. We had Paul O'Neill in the booth today, and that's the type of home run that he used to hit, those kind of low-arcing line drives that go about 15 rows deep. So that was good to see. Reds blew the game open with 3 runs in the 7th to make it 8-2. Yankees did get 2 runs back on a home run to center field by Juan Soto, 21st of the season. That pulled the Yankees back to within 8-4, but too little, too late, and the Yankees drop another one and get swept.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you ain't first, you're
Stone
last.
Cold says Rice looks like he is the real deal. I 100% agree. He looks great. Gaming Kid Joe says he needs a break from this team. I don't blame you. This is a tough stretch to watch if you're a Yankees fan. I don't even like to entertain the thought of getting swept at home, let alone live through the reality. But at least we got off to such a good start that we're not completely sunk right now. There's still time to turn it around. They're going to need to make some changes. The vibe on this team is completely off right now. Completely off. I don't know how you fix that. I really think that they need to act sooner rather than later as far as trades. You need to inject something right now, whether it's some youth from the minor leagues or whether it's going and getting a surprise bat to protect Judge and Soto, getting another pitcher. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of impact players out there this year. There's a few, but there's not a ton. And the ones that are possibly selling, the teams that could be sellers, they have no incentive to trade right now unless you vastly overpay. I mean, you could probably go out and get Kopech and whoever right now, but you'd have to part with better prospects to get them early because you're going to have to overwhelm them. So I really think that the Yankees need to act soon and put the plug in the boat here and stop the water from coming in. Action VJ says we need a team fight. Fighting each other or fighting another team? David Ishikawa says the Yankees fans need a trip to the Phantom IL.
I'll be over here like winning.
XNDLY says Cashman needs to go. Cashman is reportedly going to go at the end of his contract, but right now you don't change GMs in the middle of the season. Right now, Cashman needs to get to work. That's what Cashman needs to do. Try and fix this team. Stone Cold says Kay mentioned this is the first time in Yankees history they have been swept by an NL team. Yeah, I heard that. That's hard to believe. I feel like that had happened before, but I guess not. Anyway, Wayne Wilcox says Cashman hasn't the stones to do anything. And D's channel says there's no spark. I can't say I disagree with many of these takes. It's not been a fun time to watch this team. Last night, obviously, I lost my cool. We had a rant. I can't rant spontaneously. It like gathers like a a storm and then that energy gets spent. So I don't have it in me today to rant, but I will say this. I'm very disappointed in the way this team looks right now. Body language, vibes, like they just seem like they're not interested. They don't seem like they're particularly concerned with winning. They get down, they don't fight. Remember how much fight they had early in the season? You don't see that anymore. The pitching has gone completely AWOL, and it's time for Matt Blake to answer some questions, quite frankly. We talk a lot about how good a pitching coach he is. Oh, let's go get this guy and pair him up with Matt Blake. Why? So he can be good till July? Let's get some answers to why these guys have stopped being effective. What made them so effective early on that is not going on right now? Was Rodon a little better last night? Sure. But he still gave up a couple of home runs. Did Stroman have some good stuff at times today? Sure. 6 strikeouts, but you can't be giving up 3 home runs. The Yankees need to just figure out what has infected this pitching staff, fix it, and get back to work. Let's take some final comments. This seems like a good day to let you guys kind of drive the bus here at the end. Hoyt McAllister says, getting swept by the Reds? Absolutely pathetic. XNDOY says, J.D. Davis not the answer? Apparently not. Peter X says, J.D. Davis, baby. Yankees are back. Davis pinch hit and struck out, obviously, hitting .221. Not the answer. Action VJ says, a fight of some kind. That's all he's saying. Just, man up a little bit. Supreme says, we need Curtis Granderson back. Curtis Granderson is like 45 years old by now, but I understand what you mean. We need that kind of personality. We need that, Didi Gregorius was perfect. I would love to bring him in as a coach. Clubhouse vibes director. That's what we need. Peter Rex says, let's wheel out CeCe. I bet CeCe could still get some guys out. Lori C says, I'm not spending another cent on these losers. It's a good thing that I get the baseball package up front at the beginning of the season. Otherwise, I might be with you. Anyway, tough day for the Yankees. Obviously, you hate to get swept. It's no fun. Boston in town, and then Baltimore, or Boston, and then the Rays, and then Baltimore. So it doesn't get any easier from here. Yankees have got to figure out something. I don't know what it is, but if it's a trade, if it's a minor leaguer, whatever you got to do, you got to inject some life into this team. Right now, we're Uma Thurman. And John Travolta's got to come up and stab us in the heart with the adrenaline. Got to stab it 3 times? Come on. Let's get it going. Let's wake up. No more of this serving up 3 home runs a game garbage. We're all done with it. You had your mid-season slump. Now get back on it. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, we are on a mission for 50,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the season. When we get there, we're going to give away some cool prizes. We're going to give away an official Yankees pinstripe jersey of your choice, 4 tickets to a Yankees game, plus some NYY Recaps merch. It takes 1 click and it's free. So if you watch every video, double check that you are subscribed. If you love the podcast, subscribe. Heck, even if you hate the podcast, hate me, hate the Yankees, hate my cat, who cares? Subscribe anyway so somebody can win these prizes. And we'll see you next time.
Ball game over.